Look out, PEI. The hydroplanes are coming. The greatest show on water. It's the Export A Hydroplane Series on TSN. Today from beautiful Summerside, Prince Edward Island, TSN presents Thunderfest, the Summerside International Regatta. Hello again, everyone. I'm Vic Rudder, along with Boat Racing Hall of Famer Mark Rothemel. And welcome to Summerside, this historic town which has become now one of Canada's newest cities. You see, with a population of 13,000, it became a city in April of '95. Summerside and all of Prince Edward Island is a mecca for tourists from all over North America. And the annual hydroplane races have a special significance because this is the final race of the Export A Series. The championship in all classes will be decided today. With a look, here's Mark.
Vic, the Export A Series certainly hasn't lacked for any surprises this year. I'm standing on Guy Verdun's boat, a driver who wasn't supposed to be leading the championship at this point here in Summerside. But consistency has paid off for the team. They had a strong finish in Valleyfield and a win in Ville Marie. They could lock up the points chase here in Summerside today.
We didn't expect to lead the Export A Championship, but we did because our team works really hard and we finish all the races, all qualification. That's why we are the leader of the Export A.
When the tour moved on to Hamilton's Aquafest in July, Jimmy King, last year's Export A Series winner and the winner of the Molson Invitational in Valleyfield, proved that he was dialed in once again. He posted a convincing win, and he could be a threat to Guy Verdun today.
Roger Mayhem and Paul Levesque, all the rest of the crew, just they gave me something now that's making my life real easy, and we've gotten real comfortable in this seat, and everything's finally clicking.
In Cocan, New Brunswick, it was Brian O'Connor's Gator team who took the checkered flag. Now for their driver, Claude Bergeron, it was his second win of the season, his first happening in Valleyfield. He proved that winning was no fluke. Brian O'Connor is back in the seat again, and he's looking for a championship.
You know, we've had a little bit of trouble with the new mag system. We had the new fuel system, and they worked for a while, and we were real fast, and as fast as anybody, and then things went a little bit wrong for us. So we've made a change in Cocan, and Lady Luck was with us there, but of course in the first heat we ran pretty fast. And our first heat yesterday we were real fast, and so I'm real confident. You know, we're still in a real tight battle for the Export A Championship here, and got our fingers crossed that Lady Luck will be with us in the final today.
And as for pre-race favor Jean Thierry, no wins in 1996, but he's running strong and he could win here today.
So, Mark, the championship will be wrapped up one way or another as TSN's coverage of the Summerside International Regatta is brought to you by Export A, by the Industrial Tool Division of Stanley Proto, and by iTech, clearly the best protection in sight. When we come back, it's the 2.5 liters to get us going in Summerside. Welcome back to Summerside, and our first race will be for the 2.5 liter hydroplane, Mark. So let's take a look at the drivers who have qualified for the final. It's Marc La Rochelle and the number 7 Miss Ville Marie from Grenada, Quebec.
Here's the Maritimes driver from Moncton, New Brunswick, Maurice Richard, driving the Hydro Plus.
Marc Coquin, he's from Coquin, New Brunswick. His boat called RD5.
Bert Henderson driving the awesome Secret, number 00 from Brockville.
He has been perfect, won every race so far this season. Mike Monahan from Cavan, Ontario.
From Massachusetts, Mike Grendel, number 79, driving Double Trouble.
This is Mario Trahan. His boat, Flying Tiger, number 15.
And Tommy Utman from Brockville, Ontario, driving the Stalker 3, number 16.
Once again, if you've never seen it, the idea is to hold the line, come to the start line as the clock hits 0. And again, we're going to look for that white boat on the inside. They're there perfectly, and in the lead, Mike Monahan, no surprise.
But right beside him, it's Mike Grendel, and on the outside, here comes Tommy Utman. Boy, does he have it cranked.
Into turn 1, inside the number 60, Monahan. And then through the spray, right there, coming up, it's Grendel to challenge.
And is he coming fast? Mike Monahan, this could be a perfect season for him. He wants to win this so bad. Grandel is fast. He's getting closer every race, and Mike Monahan doesn't have very much of a lead right now.
Well, the bow came up just a little bit on Mike Monahan as we ride along with the man who's won every race so far this year.
You can see some of the waves coming through the turn. That's what was generated on the start of the race. These are the toughest laps, the very early ones, before the waves start to get bigger again.
Oh, look at this now, the battle for second and third. Monahan leading, Grandel, La Rochelle right beside him. Martin La Rochelle, Miss Ville-Marie currently in third. That's the purple boat. Inside running, that's the second place boat of Grandel.
Nick, this is a tremendous battle. Right behind them is Tommy Uttman. Tommy has a new prop on this weekend. He's been experimenting with props since Hamilton. He wants to win this as well. I don't know if he can catch Monahan, but he's sure tracking down Grandel and La Rochelle.
Once again, riding along with your leader, Mike Monahan from Cayman, Ontario, Technomarine.
What a fabulous shot. You can see the head banging around. He's hitting a lot of waves. You can see the spray in the back. He's going around the turns right now, coming in front of the crowd, and he has it all aired out. And there's a great race between La Rochelle and Grandel right now.
Oh, did you see how Grandel slid just a little bit, pushing La Rochelle to the outside? Couldn't get any closer.
These guys don't want to hit. There's a lot of air that gets disturbed between those boats. Sometimes these boats can actually pick up and blow each other over backwards when they're that close.
Nobody, though, through 2 laps, able to catch your leader, Mike Monahan.
Mike Monahan really is running smooth right now. He looks over his shoulder once in a while, but he has the bow and the right attitude. He's not taking a lot of risks, but he is flying high.
Yeah, he seems to have said, oh no, it's just I was going to say that. There he goes. He starts to bobble just a little bit.
As soon as you come into that turn, you have some waves. They're rolling through the course, and that makes it very difficult to drive through sometimes.
Now we look back, the battle for second and third. You see Uttman's yellow boat coming up fourth.
Uttman is stuck to the inside. He's trying to get around these guys. It's very difficult, obviously. There's Grandel on the inside, Uttman on the inside. He's getting closer.
So Michael Grandel out of Massachusetts, his boat Double Trouble, currently holding on to second place.
La Rochelle is having a fantastic race in Miss Ville-Marie. He was strong in Ville-Marie, actually, his hometown. He's getting stronger every race. Here's Mike Monahan once again holding that lead.
He's on the final lap. Mike Monahan has never been caught the entire 96 season, and it's doubtful he'll be caught now as Uttman now comes up trying to challenge.
And he's got by La Rochelle. He's coming up the inside of Grandel. If he gets through this turn, he's got it made.
Tom Uttman from Brockville, Ontario. Oh, gets a little sideways now. Cuts inside. Oh, look how close he comes to that boy. Here is your winner. It's a perfect season for Mike Monahan. And here is Tom Uttman. He comes from fourth to grab second ahead of Michael Grandel. What a season it's been for Mike Monahan.
It feels great. It feels great that I could do it for all my friends and my crew, my guys that helped me, my girlfriend, my dad especially. Wish he could be here. It's just been a storybook season.
Congratulations, Mike. A great year, a perfect year. Tom Uttman. Boy, that second place brings him up to second place in the championship. The Export A Hydroplane Series on TSN, and coming up, it's the big boys from Summerside, PEI. Welcome back to Summerside, PEI. The 5-liter hydros are on the water, but there is drama right now in Jimmy King's pit. The Grand Prix favorite has got his problems, Mark.
It's very hectic in the Jimmy King pit right now. These guys are thrashing. They're working feverishly to put a new engine in, take the old one out. Unfortunately, in the last qualification heat, Jimmy's oil pressure dropped. He has a problem. He has to get it in time for the Grand Prix final. The 5 liters are out there now. It's going to be tight.
Well, you can imagine what it's like if they have to change a motor just before the race. Let's introduce you to all the 5-liter drivers. Francois Campeau, Saint-Fasson from Valleyfield, Quebec.
From Quebec, it's also Serge Roy driving CE9 Toyota.
Victor Trahan, his boat is called Nova.
Another maritime driver, Mark O'Gan, driving CE37 Olsen Canadian Light.
William Vielhauer from Ogdensburg, New York, last minute.
From Chateauguay, Quebec, Bruno DeRoy driving CE87 Illusion.
And the man who was favored to win this championship this year, Patrick Hallworth, his boat High-Tech from Valleyfield.
Last year's Export A winner Eric LaBelle driving Do It CE1.
Yeah, the battle for this year's championship expected to come between those two.
Well, now it's hot. I'm first in point now, so I got 98 points before Patrick. And in the final, we never know what's could happen, so Patrick's killed me a little bit, yeah.
We're dealing against Eric LaBelle, who's currently first in the point standing, and he's a very good competitor.
Oh yeah, I can beat Patrick Hallworth. If I take the inside, so it's gonna be easier for me, so I'm gonna beat him.
He's a really consistent driver. He gets the inside quite often, and he's always there on the gun, and so far, and hopefully, mathematically, he needs to break down in the final for me to have a chance to win the high points. It's mean to say, but I hope it happens for us and the High-Tech team. But you know, hopefully at the end of this weekend, we'll win the Export A Inc. High Point Championship.
So it's all on the line. It comes down to a battle between those two drivers. LaBelle currently in first, Hallworth in second as they come to the line. And remember, Mark, but LaBelle said if he can have the inside line, that's where he'll have an advantage. Now they reach the line in time, and we're looking for Hallworth in the middle.
LaBelle in lane 2. He's on the inside. The red boat, Patrick Hallworth. He's being challenged as well on the outside.
Through turn 1, there you see on the outside the red boat, that is Hallworth. Inside, that white with the red canopy, that is LaBelle.
On board with Eric LaBelle right now, you see Hallworth on the outside. Hallworth is very quick on the outside line. He keeps his RPM up. He's got a larger prop, keeps him running very fast, flat, putting it around the turns. He's coming through the turn right now. You can actually see the sun starting to set. It's late in the day.
Yeah, and look at how it's just glaring into the eyes, and now he pulls down the visor, Eric LaBelle. Remember the point situation right here. It is Hallworth in second and leading the race. The only way he can win the championship is if Eric LaBelle does not finish. He has to break for Hallworth to win, and that's not his nature to maybe just take it easy.
It sure isn't. This guy, if you remember last year, climbed the rooster tail of another competitor, almost blew it over, landed back, put his foot back into it, and won the race. And the guy is unbelievable as a driver, and Patrick Hallworth has it very level, but look how much air is under the boat.
Remember again that Patrick Hallworth was the 2.5-liter champion a year ago, has stepped up now to the 5-liter boats and expected by many to really dominate it, take one championship and parlay it into another, but Eric LaBelle won't let him have it.
The way the points are calculated makes it very difficult if you end up disqualified or losing a race or breaking down. And right now, Eric LaBelle has been very consistent this year, and that's why he's leading the championship. He's also won a few races.
We've completed a couple of laps. It's Hallworth, LaBelle, followed by Bruno Deroy and Marc Gauquin. Oh, he hugs that tight. Look at that thing bite.
Patrick has a perfect setup. That boat has been dialed in right from day one. He broke down in New Brunswick. That put him, oh, whoa, he's having some rough times there. As you can see, he rocked from sponsor to sponsor.
Going into that corner.
To the inside, coming up on one of the back markers. So traffic coming into play on lap 3. The man leading, second in the championship, however, is Hallworth. But the man leading the championship and comfortably in second now, and seemingly so, Eric LaBelle.
Vic, Eric has so much confidence. This guy rides on the ragged edge all the time. You can see the sun's going down right now. It's going to be difficult to see when the Grand Prix come up. But right now, on board with Eric LaBelle, he's coming through the turn. He's chasing down Hallworth. I don't think he can catch him, though.
No, and I don't think he's too concerned about it. He sees the rooster tail up ahead and knows that the championship is his as long as he finishes. Patrick Hallworth, this boat looks good. If it just would have been good in a couple of races where he did not make the field.
Patrick and his owner, Russell Hallworth, have been so disappointed when that boat broke down. I mean, there's no question they are the class of the field in 1996. Eric LaBelle's very fast, but he can't catch this man, Patrick Hallworth.
Coming up to the line, looking for the checkered flag, and Patrick Hallworth will win here in Summerside, PEI. But the championship will go to this man, who runs it on the ragged edge from start to finish, no matter where he runs. Patrick Hallworth wins the race. Eric Lavelle finished second, but it's enough to give him the championship.
Patrick, great job out there.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, it was a fight for the inside, and I didn't do too good for positioning, but I knew I had to get a flying start, and I think I did. I was being careful in the turn to leave enough room for everybody. I knew when I got to the first turn, I knew I was ahead, so I made sure I left enough room, and hopefully there were no calls out there.
Great job, Patrick.
Thank you very much.
So Hallworth wins the race. Lavelle takes the championship. Now we have to turn our attention back to Jimmy King. Did he get that engine changed in time?
Jimmy, everything okay?
Seems to be. We're going to find out here in about 8 minutes.
You betcha.
No, it won't be 8 minutes. It's less than that. When we come back, it's the Grand Prix here on TSN from Summerside, PEI.
Vic, the crew worked hard. They worked fast. Jimmy King is back in the water. The question is, will they continue?
Yeah, that's the problem, Mark. Will this new 1,800 horsepower survive? Did they tighten every bolt? Did they get every line properly connected? These can be some very nerve-wracking moments for these drivers prior to the race, and that's the subject of Mark Rothamel's Stanley Proto Report.
Racing drivers are often revered for their nerves of steel, for their innate ability to block off the world and deal with the pressures of high-speed competition. While in boat racing, a good day can turn into a bad one very quickly. And when it does, a driver has a lot of things running through his mind. On this week's Stanley Proto Hydrofacts, we talk to some drivers and see how they go forward after some very scary moments. Sean, you had a big spin in Cocan. How do you deal with getting back in the boat, and does it make you nervous next time out?
Well, I got to tell you, this time it's not too bad. After seeing the tapes and knowing what's happening, it kind of reassures you why the boat did that, you know, bent rudder, rudder flutter, and then hooking after. So when you know why it happened, it's sort of reassuring.
Guy, last week in Cocan, you were heading down that back chute very fast, going into the corner hard. What went through your mind?
Okay, when I turned that buoys, I know before that I probably make a 360. And because I go too fast, I was in a bad position, I wasn't late, and I pushed too hard, and what has happened to me.
Did it scare you?
A little bit, but not during the 360, but after that, when we look about the video, and it scared me just after the race, not during the race.
Eric, are you ever afraid?
No, not very much, because when we go in a race, so we're here for racing, so anything could happen, so you have to stay on the wheel and think winning, and you know, I like win and I want to win too, so I don't have time to be afraid.
Tell me about your scariest moments in motorsport.
Okay, my scariest moment in motorsport in Valleyfield on 88 during the World Championship when I flipped over on the final. It scared me. But last week too in the Cocan when I do a 360 on the turn, was scared me too.
Do you block off some of the risk involved? It's a dangerous sport.
Definitely, there's things that you try to forget. You can't forget everything though, because I think it's good also that you can't forget everything, because you learn from these experiences. You know, I'm still here to talk about it, and the thing is that's important is that you learn of it. When you get it, and I get it back into the seat today, I don't know how I'm going to feel, if it's going to come back in my mind or not. Usually when you're in the water, you don't think of those things. You know, it's before or after. Because once you're in the water, you're so concentrated on what you're doing, you really don't have time to do that. Plus the other thing, the incident happened so fast. It's it's a second or two, and it's over and done with. So sometimes you even ask yourself what happened. So that's the way I deal pretty much with that kind of incident right now.
I don't think I've met or talked to any racing driver, whatever it may be, that ever thinks about the danger involved. Scott Croftfield, number 38, Vinny finish from Cincinnati.
Ryan O'Connor driving the Gator, number 34 from Palm City, Florida. He's had some problems, and he's had some great races.
Jean Thioret, the Lotto Super 7 Casino de Montreal from Maple Grove, Quebec.
From Michigan, Jimmy King driving the Pleasure Seeker. He won both his qualification races yesterday.
From Grand Island, New York, near Buffalo, Todd Roche.
St. Timothy, Quebec, it's Guy Verdun. He's leading the championship right now. He has to finish fourth or better.
The man from Bear, Delaware, George Kennedy, his boat is called Warrior. So to the line we come, looking to hit it right at zero. The championship is on the line, fourth or better, and it belongs to Guy Verdun. And at the line, it is Thierry and King, and this is the battle we expected to see most of the season, and we haven't.
Nick, the suspense is electric right now. On the inside, it's Jimmy King. On the outside, Jean Thierry. He's in his backup boat. He is flying. Jimmy King's got the acceleration.
Well, that new motor, remember they changed the motor in a matter of minutes, put in a brand new 1,800 horsepower engine, and it's working right now, and working perfectly for Jimmy King.
On board with Jimmy King, the sun has set. It's getting darker out here, Vic. It's going to be very difficult to see. On the outside, we have Jean Thierry. He's on the outside, he's fast, but can he catch Jimmy King? I don't know.
Well, the outside line, the long way around, so it's going to be tougher now for Jean Thierry to catch the leader, Jimmy King, here in Summerside. Our championship points leader, meanwhile, Guy Verdun from Saint-Timothy, Quebec. Here he is, and he's running in fourth.
Guy Verdun knows he has to finish this race. This man has used his head all weekend long. Once in a while, he likes to keep it up, but right now he's chasing down this man, Jimmy King. Jean Thierry's on the outside. Guy Verdun back in fourth place.
Boy, the satisfaction as Jean Thierry tries to close the gap in his Casino de Montréal boat. But this man, the satisfaction must be to him and the crew to have those problems, slap in the new engine, get it to work well, and look at it.
Keep in mind, Jimmy King has to win this race. There goes Scott Cropfeld out. He's gone out with some sort of problem. He's heading on to the inside to the fence.
Meanwhile, your leader, Jimmy King, does he appear to have it trimmed out nicely? Look at no flutter at all. The nose stays down. 1 lap to go for Jimmy King. 30 seconds, and he'll pick up the win here in Summerside.
I have to say, Vic, this man has had a fantastic season. When this boat has been running, he's running right, but right now he's slowing down.
Unbelievable. The engine has quit.
Oh my gosh, this must be so
lap.
disappointing for Jimmy. He had to win this race. He had it locked up. There goes Jean Thierry. He could win the first race of his season.
Just as you say, when the boat is running well for King, he has been king, but not today in Summerside.
Jean Thierry must be feeling good right now. He has won a race all season long. This is going to be #1 for him. He's finishing off the year in style.
Christmas comes early for Jean Thierry, and Santa Claus is Jimmy King.
In second place comes George Kennedy, and here comes the #3 boat, your 1996 Export A champion, Guy Verdun.
What a remarkable end to a very surprising season. Jean Thierry wins here in Summerside, and Guy Verdun takes the championship.
Jean, you finally won a race. Way to go! I want to thank God, and the crew. We worked hard, all weekend. We had handling problems. It's getting better and better. I want to thank my sponsor, Lotto Quebec, and Casino Super 7 and Lotto Super 7.
Listen, it was pretty dark out there. Could you see?
Yeah, it was pretty good. The buoys were, we had just enough light. I think it was the perfect time. The sun was gone, so it wasn't blurring us, and we still had enough light, so everything went well.
What a way to end the season. Congratulations.
We're very happy, and I'm happy for the crew, too. Thank you.
Well, it's a great foot up on next year, isn't it? But Guy Verdun, the surprise winner of the Export A Championship for 1996.
Well, I'm really happy to that's it. All the pressure is gone now, and I know I'm the winner of the Export AI points.
You certainly are. You drove consistent, but you also drove very fast out there.
Oh yeah, but I take the third position, and I keep my position. And some guys want to give me the hard life, but I let you go. And but anyway, we finished third anyway.
Hey, it's a perfect way to end it as the spotlight shines on Guy Verdun. He is your Grand Prix champion. The Summerside International Regatta has been brought to you by iTech. Clearly the best protection in sight. By the Industrial Tool Division of Stanley Proto. And by Export A. It's been quite a season. On behalf of Mark Rothfeld and our entire crew, I'm Vic Rudder. Thanks for joining us as we leave you with some of the more memorable and not so memorable moments of an exciting year of hydroplane racing here on TSN.